I think every time I've heard you say it, I'm shocked that you guys have been married for 10 years.
No, we're
'Cause
about to be 10 years.
you look amazing. Like, you guys look
For 10
amazing.
years in October.
Like, you look like, okay, let's say 3 years, you know, something. 10 years is a long time.
10
Yeah.
years.
It's long, but it actually feels like it went by really quick. And I'm
gone by
not
so
saying that
fast.
because it's cliche. It actually feels that
I'm
way.
such an amazing human being.
I can tell.
Draw an
My
example.
dad
I
was
wrote an
amazing.
Yeah, of course.
exam,
Yeah.
I know my uncle is
a
like that.
3-page exam on why I
Actually,
want to
yeah,
marry
he made
Kene.
you write something.
Are you serious?
Yes, now I'm not joking.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been MIA, but don't worry. Today I have the hottest couple in town, Ugo and
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
and obviously Ebuka is here with us, but he's keeping his distance because he says we're 10 years married, and we can't be forming
I never said
lovey-dovey.
that.
So yes, we're going to get into a double date with the newest couple. So,
Period.
Thanks for having us, by the way.
Thank you so much.
yes.
It's
And
nice
thanks for
to-
all the food. See, like we have sushi, unkwabi, sliders,
Yeah.
pepper soup,
Lots of sushi.
Pasta,
the
bao, everything
spread is a
coming.
madness. So let's get into it.
How's it been since the trad? Have you guys been?
I mean, it's like the trial just happened. So it was fun. You know, I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh my days, you'll be so anxious on the day. Oh my days, you feel this type of way. But at some point, I actually forgot it was a trad. Like, I forgot it was our trad. Like, I just thought I'm getting ready for an event. And then when I got there, I still felt, oh, we're just, you know, turning up. I think the time I realized that, oh, it's actually our trad was when they called us in the middle and said, come and dance. And then I was like, wait, so all these people are around looking at us. So
Exactly about me.
do you understand? And then I'll
Yeah.
look on the screen and I'm like, wait, so the projectors are focused on us? Because there's a time where I think someone came to interview us separately. And then it was like on a different part of the hall. And next thing I see our faces on the projector, I'm like, wait, so this is actually our event. They're actually here for us, and it's not just like, oh, cute party. So yeah, that was, but it was nice. I really had fun. I really, really had fun, honestly.
How did two of you meet? And when did you meet? Okay, let me ask multiple questions. When did you meet? How did you meet? And what was the first impression?
There's always two versions. So
I
one
know.
person-
So
How did we meet? Okay.
We
So-
met a while ago.
Yeah, maybe like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was also my sister and I work in a family business. So I and my two sisters work very closely with each other. So we usually have lunch together, bonding, talk about work in a more informal setting. And then we went for lunch at
We always forget the name of the place. We'll remember today.
Craft Gourmet. We went for lunch at Craft Gourmet, and I was backing Kene when I guess she walked in with whoever she was with at the time. She was having a business meeting. And my sister is like, that was my godmother's daughter. I said, which of your godmother? She said, Antina. And I said, where is she? I turned around and I saw Kene. I said, Omo, she's a babo. Oh, she's a babo.
I'm screaming.
So I left. I asked my sisters, do you think I should go and try and talk to her? Because she was with someone, but I didn't know what they were doing, whether it was, a friend, boyfriend, whatever he was to her at the time. But, my sister said, look, just behave yourself. You can be annoying. Just free her, let her have her thing. And then later you can talk to her.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I asked my sister to help me DM her because they follow each other. My sister said, no. I reached out to another friend, and that person DM'd Kene on my behalf. Omo. And then she gave me the green light, like, yeah, you can message her now.
Can you say that again?
So I
I
DM'd
just
the
had DM'd on my behalf.
So I DM'd the friend, because obviously when you don't follow someone, if you message the person,
Okay,
the person
okay.
might not see the message. So
Okay,
I
okay.
DM'd her and I said, please help me tell her that I'm trying to, get her
Oh, okay.
attention.
This was on Instagram.
Yeah, it was on Instagram. So the friend helped me. And then she's like, yeah, you have the green light, you can message Kenneth. So I thought everything was good, easy. I was like, oh, hey girl, how you doing? I saw you. She was like, please, next time, come directly to me. If you cannot come direct, free me.
I love it.
that was
Straight up.
that was my first interaction with Kene. So I'm like,
crazy.
do you know what? Like, I was a bit shy. Just give me your number. Let's talk.
Yeah, the message don't mind him. The message he sent me was very as if one office person is messaging me and they are so shy. I was like, okay. And of course he was polite. I feel that's why I was like, he wasn't trying to be like, oh, I'm a cool guy messaging. He was very, hi, my name is Days, very structured.
I used family to enter. I said, my dad knows your dad and my mom knows your. In fact, we went to the same primary school, but you were too young to remember. I was trying every single thing I knew. And then that's how we officially met. But then a month later, she had blocked me, man.
Why?
She asked me a question. She said,
Yeah.
are you self-aware? And what does self-aware mean?
I don't even know.
I'm an
ask
Igbo
you
guy
that.
from a very, very Igbo background. I said, which one is self-aware? This one comes from a family of professor. Which one is self-aware? So I failed the question, and after that day, she blocked me.
Really?
Yeah.
How long did this block? Why did you block him? The answer wasn't what you wanted to hear.
I mean, why did I even block him? I think there were multiple reasons why I blocked him. I
was
feel
just
like
gonna say it can't be just that.
no, I think there were multiple. So one, I feel obviously our families knew each other, way before, even though we never met. Like our families are very intertwined, and I'm kind of very careful when like someone knows my family or our families have ties.
Yeah.
I'm always very hold up. I need to assess you very well, because I feel automatically sometimes maybe they have an impression
Your
of
eyes.
me, and I'm very just
Yeah.
careful. I would prefer to meet someone who completely doesn't know anything about me. In fact, very, very, brand new and stuff. So I think that was one thing that just made me be like, okay, hold on one second. And then obviously, secondly, I felt like we were on two wavelengths. Like for me, also then I was just chilling. Like
How long ago was this?
this was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3 years ago. So I was just chilling. He was chilling. I just felt like there was nothing substantial happening. Apart from the fact that a lot of the times when I guess we spoke, it was always business related because then I was trying to start my business and so he was very helpful with that. And also I'll just text him,
just
okay, I'm
wait for
trying to
them
do
now.
this. He'll be like,
Bring
okay,
this
what
as
do you
soon
need
as it's
help
done.
with?
Yeah.
But I didn't really feel
you.
any spark.
There was no spark.
There
Really?
was nothing. Like it was just
No instant.
there
I
was
have
no
a theory.
instant. Please, what's the theory?
So, I think I might be wrong, but most of the time, if you block someone,
Yeah.
it's because of the fear of falling for them.
Ha! Please don't let this one get.
No, it's true. I can
If-
agree.
If it's what you just said now about there was no
family-
spark, you can just move on.
Yeah.
But blocking means before this thing
No,
goes
so he
too
was
far,
coming on with a lot of energy. Like Ugo is a very energetic.
or you were just not ready for anything serious.
One, I wasn't ready for anything serious. Two, there was just so much happening and he was just very
I was all over the place at the time, and I think she could read through that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it took a month before, because we met up maybe 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
before eventually she was like, yeah. She said it in a very, very strange way. You don't know where you're going to right now. When you know where you're going to, maybe
She's a strict babe.
just
I like a strict
I'm just
babe.
a straightforward person.
very straightforward,
I'm
man.
a straightforward
Very,
person,
very straightforward.
And me, I don't like. I like to be. I like to know what's happening, and I like my life in a certain way. So I feel like if I meet someone and there's just a lot happening, you are coming with this energy, but like also my instincts. I have very strong instincts. So if I meet someone, I can automatically assess you, and like without you saying much, I already know.
Where to place?
I already know where to place you. And for me, then I felt he was someone I would run to for help with
Advice,
something.
yeah.
Like if I need work, a lot of work stuff. Like if I need, I'm trying to do this thing. Do you know this person? He knows. Like he knows everybody.
Block me
I won't block him just to ask him.
I need this.
That means you're already
Trying to
in
do
love that
this.
you didn't know.
And
What's
I'll
you
answer,
on block
and I'll
and
tell her, and then she'll block me immediately. I've given
No,
her the solution to what she wants.
And you still kept answering.
Because he
I'll be
would,
answering.
before I can, after he gives me social next, he's like, oh, do you
So-
want to meet? I don't even want to hear that one. I
So
just
why did you
block
keep
him.
answering?
Why do I keep?
Why did he keep answering?
Ask him. Why do you keep answering?
It was difficult to say no to someone that done nothing wrong to you. The only thing she did was express how she genuinely felt. And
Did
to
you ever
me,
ask her why did you block me? Okay, you said it was
she
the
would
question thing.
the question thing is what I felt it was, but then afterwards she gave me a bunch of other things like what she just said: no
Yeah.
direction, no spark, no you're taking me here, let's go, sort of thing. And like I said, I was all over the place at the time,
Yeah.
and I think she saw through all of that. But then she unblocked me maybe like 4 times. This happened. Guy, do you know this? I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, Kennedy is the person's contact. I've already spoken to the person on your behalf. Okay, do you want to go for drinks? One tick. I'll click on the DP. No DP. So it was just happening and happening until last 2 years ago.
How long
But
did
that's
this
yeah.
blocking last
Yeah.
for?
Do you know the
Like a
funny
year?
thing? We saw. Remember when we saw at
We
a
saw at
wedding?
a wedding. She came with her parents.
So I went to a wedding and I came with my parents. And by then, obviously, I'd blocked him and I wasn't talking to him and stuff. Because there was nothing to say, like I don't just keep people around me for vibes. Like if I'm keeping someone, I know why they're there. I know what role they're
Your
playing in my
purpose.
life. Do you get what I mean? I don't just keep high and buys or just. So I saw him at an event and then he came to come and talk to me. I just acted like I didn't know him.
Are you serious?
In front of her dad, her mom, my dad, my mom. I'm like, hi, Kene.
I don't even
I
know
moved
why.
closer, like, hello. Oh, she just turned her face to the
This
other
was how
side.
long after your first conversation?
Like 6, 7 months.
Yeah, I
wow.
think like 6, 7 months.
So me, I just turned around and her dad be having his bodyguards around him. So the way they're already looking at me, I just turned around and I went to my own direction. And I'm like, yeah, clearly she doesn't ever want to talk to me. So I kept my distance. And then, about 2 years ago, towards the ending of the year, after a Sunday meeting with my family, I told my mom, I'm like, Mommy, there's this girl I really like. Oh. She's like, my son, sit down. Come on,
They like that kind of
tell
thing.
me that they love it. Who is she? Where is she from? I said, Mom is Auntie Nena's. Hey, let's go. I said, Mom, but we cannot go. She said, I said, she blocked me. So let me give you her mom's number. When
Wait, you
have
went to her mom?
that is how I
You have to
eventually.
use every
Are you
ammunition
serious?
you have.
Bruh.
So my mom gave me Kenneth's mom's number, and then I wrote her a message. I said, Auntie, look, this is weird, but I just got your number from my mom, and I want to talk to you about something. She's like, it's not weird. What do you want to talk to me about? Very cool, calm, welcoming, and open.
Are you shading Kene now?
I'm like, okay. She's like, okay, so meet me at my office tomorrow at 4 p.m. This was on a Sunday. So I went to office on Monday, and we spent 2 wonderful hours discussing life, energy, the past, the future, the present, every single thing we discussed. And after everything, she was like, so what do you, because she talks like Kenneth, so what do you really want? I said, Auntie, I want to marry Kenneth. She said, marry?
Like all the way to
All
the.
the way to the end. Like, she's like, well, you're lucky you didn't say you want to be her boyfriend because that means you want to waste her time. So you said a good thing. Let me go home and speak to my daughter. So she went home, and then maybe on Wednesday or Thursday, Ugo, what the hell is wrong with you? Why did you go to my mom? This is Kenen messaging me, not on WhatsApp. I remained blocked on WhatsApp afterwards. Even when we got a vibe and we continued talking, she said, no. You messed up on WhatsApp. You stay blocked on WhatsApp. Let's be talking on iMessage till you're in my good books, But then afterwards, that's how we met. So through her mom.
Let me cut the story there. When my mom came back and my mom was like, she met with this person and she was like, I really, really like him. And I was like,
Really?
you like who? She was like, I really, really like him. I feel, he has sense. Because my parents have this thing where like anyone that is trying to talk to me, they have to meet them first. Well, my mom has to meet them first. And like she had met a few. And she
didn't like them?
she was like, no.
None of them had sense.
She was like, no. She's like, so when she
Her
met
dad said it. Her dad said, you're not the only one. No. You're in competition with someone, so good luck. Go on.
yeah,
I love it.
My mom came back. She was like, I really like him. I said, Mommy, I don't even want to hear his name. I was like, Mom, see, I told her you're looking at him through the eyes of maybe because you know his mom or something
I
like
think that
that.
have been there's a
Do you
tight
understand? Do you
connection.
get exactly? So I was like, hell no. I was like, it's not even a debatable thing. She told my dad about it, and my dad was like, just calm down, just calm down. And my mom was like, just go on this one date. If you don't like it, just you
So
can
when did it
free
all change for you? When did it flip for you? When did you start thinking, okay, the spark is coming.
I
He
mean,
must be someone. potentially?
I mean, we went for that date, and I just noticed that things were very different from when we first met. You know, like the vibe was very different. You know, things were very more straightforward and clear. Like I could feel the energy, and like the energy, what he was saying, it was more clear than when we first met. And I feel for me, I just felt more comfortable in the vibe, and like I was like, okay, let's see how this is going, and that's kind of it.
But that day I don't pray, I don't fast, I don't prepare myself. When they're very calm, cool, said every single thing I'd learned in the dating books. my dad had prayed for me, Cynthia, my mom had prayed for me. And they wished me good luck on the dates.
I'm
And
screaming.
you know, yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Really.
What do you expect from like marriage now? What are your expectations like in the first year of your marriage? Like the trial counts as first year, right? Or are you waiting for the wives to count to start counting?
I mean, me, I started counting when I paid bride price on
When did you pay purpose?
June last year.
So that's your anniversary.
Ah, that's
That's my anniversary. All this other one is just
Please, it's white wedding is when I
Gen
start.
Z, Gen Z party.
actually, how was the engagement? 'Cause I watched one of your TikToks when you said,
Oh, the engagement.
yes, like I feel like I'm going to be engaged. So you knew you were going to be engaged on that day.
I mean, I didn't know per se, but I knew something special was gonna happen.
Okay.
But before, we already spoke about, you know, the outfits, because we're supposed to do this couple shoot thing
Yeah.
with Noble
Okay.
and stuff, because he wanted us to do this couples thing where we
Content, yeah.
content stuff. So that was what we spoke about and, you know, plan and stuff. So when he texted me and everything, and he was like, oh, you know, he's sending over the outfits or something like
Yeah.
that. And then I saw the outfit and I loved the brand.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this brand. So I was like, the
There's
fact that it's
something-
any this specific brand, which I like so much, something is a bit, you know, and also I felt like he was a bit shaky.
that day.
Like a bit shaky that day, and I think the day before. And like usually Ugo is a very, you know, he's not you can't shake him that much.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But I noticed that the day before and that day was just a bit
All
all over the place,
Yeah.
and you know, I was like, who's doing this one? But I was like, okay, let's. So I did feel something was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be to that scale. You know, I didn't think, you know, my friends were in on it. I didn't think my family, because I was telling my sister after we got engaged, I was trying to call my sister, trying to call
Nobody
my
was
friends.
speaking.
Nobody was speaking. I was like, is it that I don't have good friends, or like people are just bad vibes? Because I'm like, my house is that I'm calling everybody to tell all my days I'm engaged. And I called my sister earlier and I was trying to tell her something. She was like, oh, she's a bit busy right now. I was like, okay, no, wahala. Not knowing that everybody was at the venue. And it was like, it was such a cute day. It was a cute one.
So back to my initial, what's your expectation from
Yeah.
the first year of your marriage?
Expectation. Okay, what's your expectation?
Well, the first thing is, you know, it's not boyfriend and girlfriend thing. You know, it's a marriage. So I think the first year, the expectation is to understand each other. Because
Yeah.
two worlds coming together, I can't imagine that the first year will just be a breeze through it. It's more so setting that foundation for many more years to come. So I'd say the first year is more so understanding, growing in that field, in that space of marriage, right? And vibes.
Yeah.
Enjoying the honeymoon phase.
Enjoying the honeymoon
Yeah.
phase.
Before you get to it, because it's far from me. Again.
I'm screaming, no, please.
We're still in our honeymoon
But
phase. don't
but
worry.
even to ask,
Yeah.
first I think every time I've heard you say it, I'm shocked that you guys have been married for 10 years.
No, we're
'Cause
about to be
years.
10 years.
you look like you guys look
Like
amazing.
10 years in October.
Like you look like, okay, let's say 3 years, you know, something. 10 years is a long time.
10
Yeah.
years.
It's long, but it actually feels like it went by really
it's-
quick.
it's
And
gone
I'm
by
not
too
saying that
fast.
because it's cliche. It actually
Yeah.
feels that
I'm
way.
such an amazing human being.
I can tell.
It's like, oh my God.
I can tell.
No,
Yeah,
but
what
would you say the first, because that's what we've been hearing, right? Would you say, because luckily for us, two of our older sisters are married.
Yeah.
So we've been hearing all sorts from
Yeah.
everybody. But would you say the first year is truly the hardest year?
Now so them they talk.
Let me
I'm
hear
not
your
gonna
parts.
lie, that's what people say. I don't know if I felt it in my first year. Maybe I was oblivious. Was it bad for you? I don't know. Personally,
waiting for you to finish.
personally, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that way
Yeah.
in my first year of marriage. And when people were saying that, I was like, oh, really? Maybe maybe I was pregnant.
Oh, you were pregnant.
As soon as
Yeah,
after the wife's wedding,
our
maybe
honeymoon,
that day I got pregnant.
Aw.
So I
Sharpshooter.
feel like I was focused on the pregnancy. I didn't even have time to check if I don't know. And the pregnancy was so overwhelming for me
Aw.
that I don't think I noticed if the first year was bad because I
Yeah.
was pregnant.
Yeah.
Or was it bad for you?
I think we were kind of friends already before we got married.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the baby, because children are a distraction.
Yeah.
It can be in a good or bad. way.
There.
Yeah.
But they come and is an added element to the entire equation.
Yeah.
Is an added element
Yeah.
to the entire equation. So, and we got pregnant literally in our
Oh, I
honeymoon.
like that we got pregnant. That's cute.
You
Yeah,
can't
so- So our first year was basically spent pregnant and having a baby and all of that. So it didn't feel that way, to be honest. I think for me, I don't know that it was hard. It was more the adjusting for me. And I don't know if it's something you might end up having to deal with or struggle. Because men are a little more independent minded than women.
And everybody used to be very private. Like
And I'm very private and I'm a loner.
he's a loner.
Normally, I'm the guy who, I have a couch, I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't share things with anybody. Suddenly I have this person who I have to tell everything.
I'm like,
Yeah.
It was a very hard transition for me,
We switched roles. on that.
especially financial conversations. I don't know if you guys did marriage class, but apparently that's the biggest reason for divorces, more than cheating even.
Really? Financial.
Finances. And it's not that somebody's broke, it's just being open about your finances.
This one know they share. Account balance
It's
is
the
like
biggest-
this.
It's the biggest reason for divorces.
Really?
Trying.
No,
They tell us to as marriage class, and if you Google it, it's actually a thing. Financial conversations are very testy.
For
They
used to
get
be for
very
him.
edgy, you know, because like, why do you want to know? And
Yeah.
I've never been used to telling people.
Exactly.
And me, I
And it
must
was
know.
literally like,
No.
I
I
think the
think
second
we
week,
are more alike.
the second week of our
Okija
marriage, she
people.
just goes,
Okija people.
So it's an Okija thing.
I don't know what they do to them there.
No, because they are saying you guys are laughing. Me, I'm just like, oh, really?
the second week in our, she's just like, oh, how much did they pay you for that gig? And I was like,
Yes. How much is in your
That's
account?
the kind
I
of
was
question to
so
go ask
confused.
me. I mean, I'm like,
and how direct it was. Like,
no,
why?
it was
Like, why do you
did
wanna
You
know?
know? And she wouldn't stop.
Ah.
So that opening up to the fact that telling her is not going to kill you, it probably even helps
Help,
you.
yeah.
exactly.
It was sort of
That's true.
because I'm at a place now where she even kind of knows before I even tell her anything.
I know every dime.
I hope this is what they're paying you this time. You know,
Yeah.
but it took me about maybe a year plus
To adjust.
to adjust to that. Also having someone in your space, like I said, because I'm a loner. So maybe it was just the adjusting. But I don't know that it was the most difficult year or anything. We don't tend to fight.
Yeah, we don't fight like that.
Yeah, we don't have like.
Really? So
maybe-
when you
once-
have disagreements, what you do?
I mean, we have back and forth, but it's
But
not
it's
like,
not like a fight.
someone is slamming the door and walking out, type thing.
Yeah.
You know, we
We're not confrontational.
yeah.
Neither one of us. Yeah.
So we can have like a code.
So that was very healthy.
Yeah, we
don't-
could have like a dead 3-4 hours where maybe I'm now
And
downstairs and she's
I
in
was
her
telling you
room.
earlier that because we're such good friends, we can't even if there's a problem, it can't pass one day because I have one gist that he has to give me.
Yeah.
He has one thing.
That's the problem.
That's
so something
so-
happens. The
it's
first
just
person you
like-
want to tell is
Yeah, so we
and your
hardly.
mouth is now scratching you because
It's not-
they are not
That's
talking.
Ugo. He wants to. He's like, we can be
Yeah.
arguing. Let's say I've not spoken to him, and me, I'm the kind of person like I'm quiet. So like once I'm upset, I'm just gonna go mute.
Yeah.
I don't even want anyone to ask me any questions. But Ugo, he wants to talk
How are you
to
going to deal with that though?
Who is it? Ugo.
Yeah.
He will talk to you.
No, I'm saying just in the long term.
Yeah, long
Right?
time.
Because the quiet person is annoying.
Really?
Yes.
Because I feel I'm quiet because I don't want to say something that would add more to the
Yeah,
fire.
I'm quiet, but she's even just like, she's just like,
Silence.
you know, I don't know how to talk. And she just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can be annoying because it's just like, can we just
Talk. Yeah. Speak.
speak on it? You
Yeah.
know? And that can be annoying.
And I think
sometimes.
I'm learning that it's good to talk.
I think it's safe to not talk immediately things happen, but it's not also healthy to let it drag.
Let it drag. Yeah.
Because for someone like him who's a talker, you just kill him.
No, it's bruh.
Frustration.
Yeah.
Like-
No, the thing is, he would come and be like, he would be calling me, he'll text me, he'll be like, he'll now bring up something that he knows I want to know. Like, let's say he'll be like, this person sends money. And I'm like, okay, who sends money?
Correct guy.
No, there are ways like this. I'll be like, only people that answer people get
Hello,
Pelo's hair. And she'll be like, so hi, Ugo. And then she'll snap back into reality.
I also use my kids sometimes now as
This one, you just.
because this one thing, she's the first mother in the whole world. She loves her children more than. So once I know that we're in that space, I can just go into my bedroom and I just come with them. And once they are there,
It's hard.
there's always like a four-way interaction between both of us and them. So you now see her, yes. I was doing you. So you just have to, I guess, find ways as you go to make things a little more communicative without, you know. I'm just not a fan of things dragging out.
Right.
I'm not a fan of
Because it doesn't help. Because you start
doesn't.
going into a rabbit
doesn't.
hole,
It doesn't.
which doesn't.
And you get used to that system where you can go for, like when I hear that couples go 4 days, without, I'm like, you know, I would have run mad. Like, it's crazy.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So given that you are, like, obviously, both of you are busy, but you obviously travel a lot for work. How are you going to handle that?
So some teas. Do you know what's so funny? Firstly, we've never told anybody how we met. We've done that here. Our future. So Kene has her master's to do.
Yeah.
You know, so shortly this year she would be going for a master's, and that means not in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So already we have the first year to see the world, really. Because if she's
So are you going to be with her or?
I'll be
you'll be-
shuttling them maybe 6 months, 3 months. I haven't discussed it fully with my family, but 6 months away sounds fantastic away from Nigeria. Acting as a support to my wife going to school. Wow.
Thank
how
you. I mean, you've been helping
fantastic.
me study.
Sometimes. But initially, that's what it's like. But eventually, I see a future where, I grew up in a family business, and I would love that to transition to my own family one day in future, right? Be that us starting our own thing or her joining what we're doing, in whichever possible way we can look at it. I believe like couples working together creates a healthy vibe. Some people don't manage it well, but since that's the background I came from, I've seen the positives to it. Not to say there are no negatives, but I feel like there are more positives than negatives. So eventually,
I'm the kind of person that I like seeing who I'm with work.
Yeah.
Like I can't be with someone who is just sitting at home.
Yeah.
I can't. And also I think also because obviously I grew up with my dad being a workaholic. He works. My dad
Yes.
so it's hard for me. Like when he's working, like I'm happy. Like, like I think, the other time he had to fly back here even to come and see me and stuff. And I was like, have you finished everything you're doing? Like, do all the things you need to do and do it
What's
well.
your love language?
My love language. Ugo, what's my love language?
Gift.
be as gift, anything present, anything surprise and cutesy.
She likes things.
Yeah, she likes receiving things. She likes she's more of give me action. Don't be telling
Words,
me anything. Just do it. Let me see you do
So
it.
acts of service,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Things like that,
Gifts.
Open the door for me, do all this stuff.
So it's not necessarily physical touch, physical presence. Because I was just wondering when you're saying you're okay with him being away. It means him
like
not being
obviously
around
like
is
a
not
long time.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
even
2-3
if I miss
days.
him, I would rather at least he's working, making sure that I don't like to worry. So I like things.
Everything
What's
is
his own
sorted.
love language?
Eh?
What's his own love language?
Okay, give it to Josan to bring
Aha. You were trying to set him up.
Wait. Cut the camera.
You were trying to set him up.
Wait. Okay. Your love language.
Be telling us now.
You're supposed to know now.
Okay, I know it's not gifts.
Physical touch, acts of service. What are the other ones?
I think it's from what I've noticed.
it's physical
Don't answer for her.
It's
No.
physical touch. It's physical touch.
As soon as she was about to sit down
Are you
here,
inside your
the way
marriage?
you pulled,
Yes.
Oh,
No.
I did grab her
It's
more.
yeah,
physical
so I
touch.
knew that it was
Physical
physical
Is it
touch.
physical touch?
Yeah, it is because there's like other things. It's not gifts. You're not really a gifts person like that.
Make I just dey see the person where I go pay.
Yeah.
That is now the whole
That's
life.
why you're pulling out the
That's
bus.
everywhere, man.
It's
I mean,
physical
yeah,
touch.
yeah.
Finna just
definitely is.
likes to just touch on things.
She said it one time we were at one restaurant. She's like, Ugo, this is not a parlor, because I was all over her. She's just like,
Yeah.
you need to back off a little bit, you know.
People can get stressed out if we go to your. I'm like, they'll soon kick us out of this restaurant. Like, just.
And I also wonder, like, couples who have like love languages that clash.
Is that possible?
How much of a there are people who don't like physical touch. There are people who
Okay.
don't like PDA. They find PDA cringe,
Cringe.
like almost annoying. If you're with someone who's a physical touch person,
Yeah.
you understand. So there are people like
To
that.
find a way around it.
But you
like,
used, you never, you did.
I didn't hate PDA,
But you were
but I was not a PDA guy. I married someone who has
PDA.
she has all 5 love languages,
I like that everything's my own.
and I'm not joking.
Every damn thing.
She
What's
likes everything. Quality time, acts of service, gifts.
What's
Gifts is probably the least for her.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But every other thing is like, she's
Word
like,
of
hey, why
affirmation
can't
is
I have
my-
all 5?
Yeah. What's about affirmation with
So we're out, like you said. She's doing
Be
the
holding hands.
holding your hand, rubbing. And for a while, I'm just like, can we get
He
home?
said it's public display of rubbish.
So it took me a while to also.
It can be cute, but I think try and imagine when you go somewhere, you see a couple and they're like
No, but
holding
No,
each
I'm cool
other.
with it now.
Yeah.
No, he's
was-
no. He doesn't have a choice.
It
Let's,
wasn't a
Yeah.
problem like that. It was
Let's
just
just
interesting.
like
Like,
that.
okay.
yeah.
But what would you say are like your the
No,
two
he's
main
running
lessons
errands
that
for
you've
me. How
learned
far?
from marriage in your 10 years? Or 2 things that you say have helped you come this far?
Yeah, he's running errands when he's done.
I think the first thing is, as cliche as it sounds, when you share problems, it's actually half solved, right? Which is why it's very important to marry someone who's a friend and someone who has sense, like you said.
Water.
Someone who has sense, so that at least when you are sharing problems and getting their opinion, it actually is something that you can take in, if you know what I mean. So the fact that I lived for a very long time solving my shit myself, just like I'll figure it out, and then now understanding that, oh, I can actually run this by somebody and actually take what they say,
Yeah.
you know, and it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think it helps lift that weight off a little bit. And then ultimately, another cliche, friendship much more than love.
Friends.
Love is great, but friendship much more than love.
What does friendship mean?
is
'Cause
what?
I
So-
see people say that I married my best friend when we met 2 weeks ago.
I don't know
Your
about
best
that
friend.
2 weeks ago saying it already.
What does friendship
But I think the
mean?
friendship builds to the point where, like, you can literally tell her anything,
And you know
and
it's good.
Thank you.
like something happens, like you say, who do you want to first tell? Man, if Cynthia hears this,
Yeah.
you know, you want to find her, you want to give her this gist, who do you want to share good news with first?
Yeah.
When something bad happens, who do you want to tell so that they can comfort you? Like, that's your guy,
Right.
right? You can hang out with them, you can
Like
yab them, and you know they won't take it personal.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on
you
that
can
level
stay a
where
full day, a full week with that person and not
Yeah.
feel a
Yeah.
certain way.
Yeah.
a lot of things you can exactly. Silence is actually equally communication.
Equally
You guys can spend 3-4
communicating.
hours not even saying anything, but you're on
Yeah.
the same bed. It goes just now beyond. Oh, I love you. That is nice.
Yeah.
But how
But
long
it's the
will that
friendship
How long
that
would it-
holds.
Yeah.
No, I hear
And
that.
I don't know. It's just I think that that's why I said it's very cliche. Like you said, people say it a lot. But when you become friends, you will know.
Yeah.
Some people are friends right off the bat.
Some people it takes time.
But some people it takes time to get there, and you realize that that's actually what now keeps you going,
Yeah.
much more than the love, you
Yeah.
know. Because I'm not that guy who believes that there's one soulmate for everybody.
No, I don't believe that either.
Who believes
It's
that?
like it's another
Like
chitchat
there's
thing
one
again.
soulmate. As
It's like you
there's one
observe people
soulmate.
shift one side.
like there's one soulmate for everybody.
No.
Okay.
I think you
Yeah,
find
you
your
find
person.
someone and you work through
Yes,
it.
and I think it's that friendship that makes that thing,
Yeah.
you know, become what it is.
Yeah.
Now you see Barack and Michelle, you can tell they're friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think I see them and think, oh my God, they're in love. You
Yeah.
can tell they're friends, right? So that friendship sometimes just shines through, and I admire that much more than anything.
Yeah. Oh, I completely hear you. Like, I don't think we started off as, oh my days, I love you so much. Maybe you. But but I don't think, when I look at our relationship, I feel like it was even more so closer to, us maybe saying, okay, we're getting married, that I was like, okay, this is actually a love thing and stuff. But before then, it was a lot more of all the times we used to meet up, like when we first met. We're doing work. As in, like, I'd be like, oh, I have this project I'm working on. We'll just sit down. He'll be making calls saying, okay, who can help you with this thing? You call, please, who can give her brand boxes? Please, which brand can partner with her? So it was very, I felt like this someone that supports what I'm doing. I feel like that's for me
That's a big deal.
is a big thing, like, and there's one thing I think I said at the proposal, which for me stood out in terms of when you say, even if, this didn't happen the way it happened, but when people ask me, what do I think about this person? I feel like one thing that happened was when we first met, I had a lot of breakouts on my face. Like I was reacting to so many things. I used to have breakouts. I remember he'll be like, he took me to this doctor and he was like, he'd be like, don't worry, that anytime you need to go to get your facials, just go there and I'll be paying for it. So you'll be getting your facial so that your face could, be fixed and stuff.
Ojogu para,
The money not today like that, but not just the sacrifices.
Do you get what I mean? And I feel like for me, that
given Jason?
stood out among everybody else because those are people want you to be perfect. They want you to be like this, but like
no,
from
leave wine
all the time I've known,
No, forget
like
about-
Ugo, his
No,
own
forget
is
about wine.
how do you be the best you can be? How can I support that? How can I make sure that whatever you want to do, you're doing it till now. My influencing thing. He's not a social media person. If there's anywhere that is zero social media, he's not a social media person. But knowing that is something I want to do, knowing it's something that is important to me, he's like, okay, how can it be better? How can we do this? How can we do this? So I feel for me, having that
it's here,
person that
never mind.
supports me in that way, I think that's the one thing that's if there was anything I was like, okay, I think let me marry this person. Was that not? It was never a feeling of, oh my days, I like this guy so
But are you
much.
in love now?
Now? What does that mean?
No pressure.
No, you said it was not that at the start. So I'm just wondering, are you in love now?
I don't know. What does love mean?
You tell me what you're feeling.
I feel like there's something special in here. And I feel like you grow, the more we grow, the more we develop and love grows. Yeah.
Kene, the
I
form
think-
hard guy. Say I love you.
But I feel
Say it.
loved and I feel
she don't dey talk.
I give you love.
I agree.
Exactly.
Just the talk.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't even like the oh my days I love you because people say I love you and they will do crazy things, So I don't use the balance of someone telling me I love you a million times to say, oh, this person must love me. What matters to me is, do you show up for me if I call you? If I need something, are you there? That's one. So I feel, are we there for each other as much as possible? I think so. So that's my answer. That's my answer.
Guys, there's pasta, there's
Menu.
yeah.
Oh, this is great, man. The food is actually very nice.
Amazing.
Where? Grey matter.
Yep.
Yeah, you've told me about it
They
before.
do good pasta.
They have very nice fried chicken.
Hey,
chicken?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken?
Yeah,
is
there's
this
fried
a
chicken.
conversation? Is this a mukbang?
Yeah. Can you pass me some of the sliders,
You're
please?
giving mukbang. Are you in love? Are you guys in love? 10 years later.
Surely, if they're not in love right now, where
People
did they
think
go
I'm
again?
obsessed.
Oh,
You say you think you're obsessed?
People think.
Oh.
I'm
Not the
obsessed.
people.
Outside
I mean, if you're not obsessed, who else would you be obsessed with?
Abby?
Yeah,
Have they seen my here?
Period. Period.
Well,
Yes,
as it should
I've been
be.
in love.
As it
I've been in love from the start.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
Can
cute.
you not be?
I was in love before we became friends.
Oh,
So, but it's funny we also had not necessarily similar, but our first date too also didn't go well,
No?
and then we had a 3-year break, right? Of no communication before we got back.
Are we rewriting the same story?
But they didn't block me, Sha.
If you've been in love from the start, right? Why was there that 3-year break in communication?
Not that first date.
Okay, so the first date was we kind of knew of each other. All right, and there was sort of a break we're dating people at the time. I was in school in America, she was in school in the UK. We happened to be in Nigeria, and let's meet up. So it wasn't like we're meeting to dates. For me, it was
So
more.
you had an agenda, but she was innocent.
I don't know about this one. It was more, let me see what this is really.
Yeah.
And then we met up and I was just like, I don't think we're both ready as well for anything serious.
Yeah.
And after we're just like, okay, keep it moving. Went back to dating other people. But we both followed, Twitter was the issue at the time.
Yeah.
So we followed each other on Twitter. Once in a while, we'll reply each other. But we're not taking anything
Seriously.
seriously. I was also still trying to like figure out my life at the time because I finished my master's.
This was
What am
before or
I-
after Big Brother?
It was after.
It was after.
Okay.
But I went to do my master's after Big
Okay.
Brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I came back from the US and I was like, okay, I was now trying to figure out my life, like, So
Just
Dave
sorry.
was not even in my agenda
What
anyway.
did you do your master's in?
And intellectual property
nice.
and entertainment law.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're the law.
Yes, no.
Oh, really? You're a lawyer?
I
I have 4 degrees in law.
That's fun fact. Love it.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got 2 degrees.
Okay, so that's the energy of the well-spokenness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now
you know Ebuka is an Efiko.
Please, what does that mean?
Like
I was just about to
very
ask.
like book.
intelligent.
Oh, really?
Like he went to secondary school at 8 years old. Like that.
Secondary school at 8.
Yeah.
Ha.
He's like
That one,
he was an
Einstein.
Bookworm.
he's a book, not was, he is a book.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
That's like Kene and her family. Omo. From
It's
the
an Okija
grandfa-
thing.
It's
It's
an
an
Okija thing.
Give us this one that is good.
So we have to give it to them because
It's only when it's bad you shout
from my
Okija.
grandfather all the way down, all of the professor,
Yeah.
doctor, medicine
like that.
surgeon, doctor. It's just going all the way around. No,
I think I'm the only one that didn't do.
doctor and
Yeah, get
influencer.
in there.
Screaming.
Oh, no, that's really, really. I never knew that too.
But yeah. So I mean, after 3 years, so I had now sort of started figuring out my life. Guys were lonely,
I don't understand.
So and our communication on Twitter had become friendlier again. And of course, I was like, okay, this girl is actually, maybe I was too quick to judge,
Yeah, she's girl, you know.
And then I 2014,
January 1st.
January 1st, I sent a Happy New Year message.
2014.
He said, "Start the year bright with me."
What was I doing then?
And she replied, and literally that was it. And
That's
we
how you guys just started talking.
I think we've talked every day since that day.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So cute.
I know.
So cute.
Yeah. She was in Nene at the time. I was in Okija. So it was village.
You
I
were in
was-
Okija.
for
Based on
Christmas. at the
Christmas,
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it was just what's happening in your village, and we just talked. Came back to Lagos, and we
Hit it
had
up.
another date, and that was.
So after that, after how long did it take for proposal afterwards?
I think so. It was January. I knew by March, April I was going to propose,
Okay.
But he
but
didn't
I
propose.
just kind of because
Why?
she was still doing like how they do. She would still have her moments. She's like, I'm going to London. I need to break.
Thanks a lot, Dad. Period.
That literally happened.
This is going too fast. Hold on.
Actually.
I need to cool off. I was like, who's cooling off? What are we cooling off about?
This is life.
I was like, I don't do breaks. If it's a break, it's a breakup.
Yeah.
Well, either other than this break, you need to breathe.
Yeah,
Are you not
yeah.
breathing? But I think I proposed a year and a half later.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's so
I got the ring like February. Did I propose in June?
No, wait.
April,
Hold
Not-
on.
not
hold on.
after
You
the-
proposed first before your families knew?
No.
of course
Okay, so you guys.
No,
Okay.
she knew I was going to propose.
Okay.
She just didn't know when.
Okay.
So by December, I had gone to the house a few times. I had now
Yes,
met her dad, met her mom, went even once to my brother to formally tell the dad. Her dad is very chill. It's just like, okay.
wow.
That was literally it. And we just kept watching TV.
You
There was
wish.
my family already knew.
That is
So
true.
my
I wrote
family-
an exam.
Are you serious? Like literal
My
exam.
dad
I
was
wrote an exam.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know my uncle is
a
like that.
3-page exam on why I
Actually,
want to
yeah,
marry
he made
Kene.
you write something.
Are you serious?
Yes, no, I'm not joking. It's
Him
not.
write it.
I still have the letter. I'm going to frame. I'm going to put it in a nice
forgot
frame.
all
and
of
Your
those
children
things.
must see it.
My and they must do the same to the girls they are looking for. They will write, and anybody coming to marry my daughters must write their own letters. No, because I'm almost like, I'm not understanding what you're saying. So you have to go and pen it down for me. Why do you want to marry
Are you
Kene?
serious?
And why don't you want to marry Kene?
This is actually fascinating. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm just remembering.
I'm
Did you
telling
knew that would happen?
No,
She never knew. They never even
Did it happen
showed
to
her.
any of your other like
they didn't get that
brothers-in-law?
Oh, do you mean my? I was young. I didn't
so you
know.
don't
I
know if
didn't
it
know the
happened.
process. I didn't know the process. But
So they gave me a date to submit the. So let's say I met with both our parents on Wednesday. They said submit it Friday 2 p.m. For example.
As a turn it in exam.
exam.
So I told madam, like, Daddy, I thought he was your friend, that this thing would just be
Easy.
two families meeting. My dad said, you see, if you want to marry, you go and write. If you don't want to marry, you go to school. Please, let's discuss business. so as soon as he said that, I knew it was game time, like for real. So I went down. Why do I want to marry this girl? And I just did a nice framework, mental framework, put out 5 different points, and then I broke it down, submitted the letter to her mom on the Friday. I didn't hear anything from her. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I said, Kene, is your mom around? She said yes. I said, I've lost. If I submit my answer Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no answer.
The examiner has not said anything.
Nothing. You must have failed now. They don't know how to tell you. So Tuesday morning came, and yeah, mom was like, my husband wants to see you again. So I went, and then he said to me, you're now entering the zone of positive path.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. And positive path means things have to move very seriously now, or forget about it. So if my daughter does not tell you she wants you in the next 2 months, please don't be coming to my house again. So I was on that crunch time. But why I wanted to reference this is because I want to know the similarities in, because I feel we Igbos, we've lost our culture a little bit, right?
Also.
For example, people don't want to, your phone is ringing, people don't want to get married in the East. They feel insecurity is a big issue. We just did a very successful wedding. Nothing happened to anybody. ABC Ojako did one earlier on in the year. Nothing happened to anybody. But we've lost our culture because, for example, my brother, I went to the East to pay bride price, but he did his own in Lagos. Why are we losing that? But however, when he paid bride price in Lagos, it was ceremonial because why? We had to send elders from our village to go to our own village to do all of that. But then imagine we, the younger ones, what we are learning from this process is to lose our culture, right? Because we wouldn't remember these things to actually be done when it's time to do it to our own kids. So I'm trying to understand, and that's why when he said, oh, he proposed a year later, I was trying to understand, were your families involved? Did you have to pay bride price first? Did you have to take the drink? Or it was just a situation where, you proposed and then it was, okay, let's now follow the tradition.
I tried to do the same thing your brother did, where, sent uncles and my dad to the village, and they got there, and her dad is like, "Kezonye na-agba."
Where's the guy?
Like, where's the person that's getting married? And they're like, "Oh, that's why we're here. We're representing him." That's so that they will go. It's not going to work. That they have to see the person.
Bam, I like the
Period.
energy.
And this was in the village, so he had to fly.
So I literally booked. I had to buy a ticket that day.
That day.
Damn.
Hop on the flight.
Energy.
To Asaba. There
Love
was no Anambra airport at the
At
time.
the time, yeah.
And I was even Owerri. I think it was Owerri.
Even further down.
Yeah. And I drove down that day to the house. And I went back the next day with my family.
Crazy.
And so I hear you. And I think as much as it was frustrating at the time, because I didn't travel because I was working. And I was just like, why the hell is it that deep?
It's deeper.
But I'm also very traditional in a very weird
Yeah, because,
way.
yeah.
And my dad is more so, and my father-in-law as well. So I think that made sense to them. And my dad was like, of course they have to see you. Because that was the reason why I even got out of it. My father wanted me to come. I kind of found my way out. So he's like, well, see it now you have to go. So, and growing up, and growing older, I guess, has made me appreciate those things more. As I've always said, as I've grown older, I've become more fiercely Igbo. And it's not to any other person's detriment. It's just the pride in
Yeah.
that I
Your
have
history,
in myself.
Yeah, very Igbo.
Yeah, people see this thing I wear on my hand a lot, and they're like, if it's not this one, it's the red coral beads, and it's just like, you wear whatever brand labels you're wearing, and I see where this. I'm like, yeah, it's the one thing I used to, if it's a conversation starter or whatever it is, but it's for me to still keep identifying, where I'm from.
The roots.
And I know that it's going to be a lot on us Very hard, but it's a lot on us to keep the culture going. With my kids now, I know how hard I try to speak Igbo to them when I can.
Can they speak?
They understand.
Yeah.
The older one speaks a little, the younger one not fully, but they understand. And it has to be a conscious effort.
Of course.
These were things we took for granted growing
Right.
up.
Yeah.
People are speaking it around you anyways. You
Right.
pick up as you go.
Right.
Now it's even thinner. Like it happens much less around them. Learning the culture, like you said, knowing what these things, why they matter.
Yeah.
This whole thing of us always having to go back home. At certain periods in the year. I mean, insecurity is making it harder, but
Yeah.
these are things that we're going to. Yeah, I hear you. It's just going to take a lot more deliberate work.
It will. It will.
But are you guys like a traditional couple where obviously the man has to provide?
Speaking of tradition,
Yes. The man has to provide to the
I mean,
last.
as an Igbo man, yes.
As an
I mean, yeah, like I said before, I'm very big on like if I'm with someone, they have to know what they're doing. You know what you're doing. So, you have to provide. Who's going to provide me? Can you rely on me to provide?
Fair.
Like I would do what I can, but I've never seen that as ideal. It's just not what I want.
So you know the way they say, oh, the man is the provider. Are you going to like be cooking?
Since he's providing.
Ugo doesn't even want any of that.
I don't want a kitchen.
He doesn't want
kitchen.
yeah. So,
Fair.
which I'm happy because I don't.
You don't want a kitchen?
I don't want a
one.
kitchen. I didn't marry her
okay.
to be in the kitchen.
Yes, I know.
That's fair.
Like I would appreciate once in a while if she feels like she's in the mood to whip up
Yeah.
something she should.
Yeah.
Feel free. I would eat if it's tasty. But I'm happy to watch her excel in her profession, do what really matters, and spend time on actual things that make her happy. If cooking makes her happy, please feel free to cook. If it doesn't, then please feel free to
Not
not cook.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say is I'm happy to be the provider, which I feel is the responsibility of a man. But the beautiful thing is the planning, the support behind being that man is where I feel she helps a lot.
Cute, cutesy.
yeah, which is the vibe because
Yeah.
when two becomes one, yes, one can be the provider, but then that support system, which another thing we learned in marriage counseling. Both of you are helpers to each other, right?
Yeah.
So, pretty much.
Marriage counseling is important. I didn't realize it was that important. But I feel like when you're talking to somebody else, they're able to see what could be issues and make you talk about it.
Yeah,
So I think
potential issues.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
So if you can't provide, what happens?
He'll provide.
God forbid, but
He'll provide. I cannot, it's not even just me. Ugo cannot sit down and not provide.
That's what I said.
I like how he just says,
Because I can't
can't-
imagine a day where I would have a functioning body like I do. I don't know.
And he can't do anything.
Do you understand? Like my dad is handicapped. He has one leg, and with one leg he has managed to
Build something amazing.
Do you understand? Like feed a whole family, raise 5 kids, support other people, be very, very like helpful to the world. So if I have everything that someone else doesn't, why can't I
Yeah.
at least
There's no
comfortably
excuse.
feed myself and my family, which is just a goal.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
lovely way to look at
I
it.
think it's a mindset because some people, might have maybe someone, God forbid, but somebody might fall sick and stuff like that. But I feel being able to succeed and excel, it's all in the mind. Something else that would bring somebody down, someone else would be like, this is not going to hold me back from, going heads on and finding a way around it. So that's why for me, it's like, I don't see, it's not about now, it's about the mindset. And I don't see a mindset where, go sit down and just be looking at me and be wondering what's happening. There's no what's happening.
Bring money,
You
let's
know,
eat.
But if not, he'll go to the forest and go and bring the food.
I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
Is it do Uber? We'll do whatever as long as money comes in.
Uber.
Not Uber. I'm just saying,
Wait,
Yeah.
what are you most excited about?
For my-
Like the future, yeah.
I mean, I have so many plans for myself.
Aside your masters.
Yeah, like aside my master's. My master's is just something, I guess I've, wanting to do. And Ugo has also been like, yeah, it's a great opportunity to do it. Also do it where he did it as well. And it's in business. So and I'm in business, and I have plans to grow like my already existing fashion business. So yeah, I think I have a lot of plans. So I'm excited to bring all of those plans to life. You know, when people say, "Oh, how do you feel?" I mean, I say I don't feel married. I don't know how feeling married is supposed to feel like. I just feel like, okay, something has happened, but I still don't feel like any difference per se. Like I still have what I want to do. I still have my goals, and yeah, I guess God would help me with that. Abby?
Yeah. As much as one can,
Yeah.
But just looking up to couples like you guys that married young, I would say the goal is first of all to stay married. The next 10 years, like you guys have been.
Happily married.
Yeah,
Happily
happily
married,
married,
not just
yeah.
married. Very, 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 very true, Cynthia. Like happily married, not happily for the public to see us happily, but happily within to
Yeah.
ourselves, just like we are right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
afterwards, every other thing is secondary, in my opinion.
I want to put both of you on the spot. What do you think will be hardest for him to cope with in marriage?
To cope with a marriage.
Is that with you
Is that with me?
or just with the marriage situation? Do you think anything would
Um,
something you're really ready for or trying to prepare yourself for?
oh, that's for him. I feel like Ugo knows how to adapt. But I would say if there's anything that would be hard, maybe we both have contradicting. Ugo is extremely organized. I'm very, my things are all over the place. Like
Anyhow, let's
Ugo
go.
is extremely like, he's gonna put the toothpaste like this. He's gonna put the everything organized, you know, like he organizes, he organize my stuff.
Done. I can ask her why
You
she's laughing.
organize everything. Like if
That's
we're,
this
if we're
one.
here together and maybe I'll scatter his face, but go organize all the plates,
But
everything.
it's so strange that
Yeah.
a lot of the time women are more scattered than men.
Yeah.
Do you guys realize how frustrating? It's funny, but it's not.
Please.
Do you know some marriages end as a result? Because
No.
I'm serious. Because there are marriages, there are people that get divorced, and when they write irreconcilable differences, it literally is that because they can't name, because resentment just builds
Yeah.
over time with little.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, I get what
you
you
just be like,
mean.
I really just don't like this person anymore. But you can't say
Yeah.
why. It's just because of all of the
The scattering.
little
the
things like that.
things.
I didn't realize, there's this metaphor of the toothpaste, like you mentioned now in marriages, that is just a metaphor of
Yeah.
people that press the tube from the middle.
Yeah, I press it
Oh my
everywhere.
God.
And then
Ugo is
you think it's just a
press it from-
metaphor until the day I saw it in my bathroom.
Oh my God.
And I was like, is this a human being?
Like you can't do it. So wrong.
Nah.
You go from the bottom of the toothpaste until it's done.
Like, why would I be pushing?
I say,
just press it
just
anyhow.
press
Are we
wash your
mad?
teeth.
No, bro. It's just
The one that kills me now is she now makes me feel like I'm the person who is not normal
my
for being too proper.
No, man.
She's like, live a little.
a little, please.
Being organized is living.
Bruh, no, man. Like,
You know?
don't worry. Check on us in 10 years.
I've
Check on the
adjusted to her.
toothpaste
I'm not
in 10
joking.
years.
I mean, what happens now is I give like a 2-3 day where it's just like, okay, I just blind myself to it. Then one day I organize things. And by that evening, this thing is already
back
like,
to-
I mean, the ones that I actually enjoy when he
I
organizes.
should not be like, oh my God, you clean the room. It's so, I really like when things are so set up. I'm like, how do you like something you don't bother with? Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I hope Kene doesn't try and make me adjust to what isn't a norm.
I have my own personal space.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's another thing we're big on, like
Personal space.
I love because I like to see my mess. Like
Because it's
seriously.
organized mess. It's not like
Do you
it's
understand?
dirty. It's just like I know where I keep everything.
I don't think there's a
Like,
there's a word like
there
that.
is.
organized
Thank you.
mess.
There's organized
is.
mess.
I didn't want to
Even
say anything
even
because
if it's
that's the
scattered,
sentence
I
I
know
hear in
where
my house every
everything
time.
is.
Yeah.
So
No, I like it. And sometimes how my mind is that's how my state of mind is sometimes. So once I organize it, that means I've calmed down and everything is now proper. So I like to see my things. And if you move my stuff, that means I'll start looking for my stuff. And I don't like that. So I think just having your own personal space is important.
yeah.
Well, Let's see how it goes. But I'm
Abi?
definitely looking forward to it. You said you were trying to put us on the spot. What would you say? What would you say? Let me reverse it. What would you say has been you guys' biggest challenge? Obviously, it can't be the organization. But what would you say was you
said it
guys'
can.
biggest challenge?
I said mine already. I just into being open, so I don't know
Okay,
what
okay,
happened.
yeah.
Mine was probably your secrecy at the start of our marriage. Well, thankfully, in the first year, I was able to
Ben, open.
Flog it out.
flog it out of him. Because he was so like, I'm like, bruh, please, I'm an open book. You have to be an open book. I don't like, please, I need to know every single part of
Detail.
everything. You must tell me
Yeah.
by fire, by force. And thankfully, he's open to that now.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
So the question now would be, if he can be open to that, why isn't organization easy for you ladies to adjust to? I'm just
Please.
trying
But
to know.
do you know I'm organized? Like if I'm traveling, no. If I'm traveling, I start
You
everything.
pack your box. That's not.
I start planning on time.
Packing your luggage is
I'm
not
very
organization.
That was
timely.
excitement.
Exactly.
I'm very timely with everything. I'm punctual.
You are punctual.
I'm extremely punctual.
She is punctual.
Ebuka as well. But
Okay.
it's
You
just
guys showed up 10 minutes
We're
to
not talking
10.
about
Yeah.
punctuality.
it's just I can't just I'm tired.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just throw my things and get it home.
Like, no. I think and that overarranged is even stressing my brain. When I see everything so organized, I'm like, why is this looking so organized?
Yeah. When you're, yeah.
When you're
I
What
don't
will probably
know
just happen is you will take up that side of things. I mean, you both have your spaces eventually, the separate closets or separate bedrooms. Your bedroom is just where you guys sleep. But her scatteredness is in her.
And that zone is where I don't tamper with or go to.
When there's there's this thing always asked, what's the secret to a great marriage? And the answer is always separate bathrooms. It sounds very small, but
I like that.
that actually saves a lot.
No, I can understand. That's a person. Women spend a lot of time in the bathroom, man.
And
like,
it's just like,
It's not. Let me keep it done.
there's a whole rack of just things, and then I'm just like, then if you didn't decide to now wash their hair, the hair is,
oh my god.
you know. So it takes a lot of, adjusting and getting used to.
Kids and planning. How was that for you guys?
Me, I knew I wanted kids ASAP. I
Oh, really?
Yeah, I knew.
Oh,
I wanted
wow.
kids.
Or the opposite?
You want to
Yeah.
wait?
We want.
I mean, she's going to school now, so I
Well,
guess.
Yeah.
Halad was talking to us there. I said, my wife, she was pregnant and going to school, so can do it? I said, oh, God, calm down.
Can't do it.
You.
Okay.
I said, calm down, but no.
Did you think about finishing school before marriage?
I think I was finishing a lot of things before marriage. School, starting some businesses,
So why then are you? Why didn't you do it the other way around?
It just happened. I didn't plan for this.
That's the love you're trying
Exactly.
to avoid.
I didn't plan
Love
for
came.
anything
That was
to
the
happen.
blocking.
I didn't plan for. If someone told me a year, like 2 years ago, this is where I'm gonna be, completely different from what I
Funny, on her
So-
snap, someone sent her a 2-year memory, what she was doing 2 years ago last year.
Yeah. I was
And
at
I
some
said to her,
event.
if someone had told you that I'd gotten married to me today, would you have believed? She said, never.
Like
Not
was
in-
that a
not in
different I
another
thought I
world.
would get married like maybe like 27, 8, and I've already kind of set up some stuff. I'm already living a certain type of life, Yeah, but everything just
How long is your master's program?
1 year.
is it not yet?
Less than a year, 10 months. It's a 10-month
that's-
intensive
So
program.
after that, you're back.
Yeah, I'll be coming back. Of course, I'll be coming back. I can't be out there for that long. No.
So there'll be a lot of traveling,
Yeah.
but also a lot of, because we have businesses in Nigeria, right? So a lot of times we'll come back to Nigeria, spend 2-3 days, whatever the situation may be, go back.
Yeah.
Do you know? I thought that was a real tattoo from your wedding.
How? Henna. Or what do they call it? They educated us that
Uli.
if we have what they call uli, I never even knew.
I thought it was
My dear.
a full
No, so I
tattoo.
work with this guy, the most amazing guy in the world, Ugo Moye. And right before my traditional, he did something with, I don't even know, somewhere in the Yoruba land, Egba land or something like that. So, and he had done the same thing on his hand. So, yeah, we wanted to try something different.
Yeah.
And it looks really,
I really liked
I actually
it.
thought it was a real tattoo.
Yeah.
But there was a trigger. People are now saying to my wife, oh, it's not even a real tattoo. the definition of tattoo is any temporary or
Body art.
permanent. It's something that is on the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Drawn on the body. So, but I think I might just.
Yeah, no, I liked
it-
it. It was
He
cute.
has a full.
They
How
have
many
tattoos.
tattoos you
He
have?
has a full chest.
I stopped counting because a lot of them are interconnected.
Uh,
So it's here, all the way here.
oh, wow.
Does it have a
Old
meaning?
man
or-
Gen Z.
It has a meaning?
No, but I started, he said old man Gen Z.
Old man, Gen Z, I'm dead.
But it started my first tattoo was 16 years ago.
Damn.
Oh,
And I just
wow.
kind of added stuff
Added
over
to
it.
it.
Of course, they have meanings. The one here is mostly about my first family, parents,
Okay.
and all of that. Then it now goes into here, which is more about religion and my faith
What are you, Catholic?
and my new family. Yeah.
Catholic?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So there's
my name is not there.
So my kids' names are here. And then there's a Bible verse
All right.
that
That says,
literally means Onyeka Chukwu, which is her name.
now,
But
that's
she
not
says it's
it.
not enough. That I must write her name.
Yes,
right.
now.
Like this is even more
Like you
profound,
would.
isn't it?
No, that's deeper.
Very deep.
Yeah.
Don't mind that. You must be Onyeka. And like, that's so
Maybe that's the
basic.
vibe. Yeah, maybe I'll
Which
go and look for
vibe?
something that means, praise the Lord. Yeah.
The verse literally talks about nothing, nobody's greater than God, which is what her name means.
What Bible
You
verse
will
is
get
that?
Kene, Obi-Uchendu.
Some.
There's a psalm here in the Corinthians talking about the greatest virtue is love.
Do you get tired of tattoos? Like,
He
no.
wants-
is there
he
any
wants-
The only reason why it's even this few is because of her.
Oh, you don't
Because I
like
keep
her?
wanting to add more. She's like,
No.
you are old. I'm like, the more reason.
That's the more reason why you should
Exactly.
understand?
No, I like
So I've always
having
wanted
a-
a full, like, half sleeve.
Please, you're going to be president one day. We need to.
Onyeka, it's
Have you ever seen
2025.
any president that
Yes,
has
actually.
tattoo?
Plenty now.
Really? Are there presidents that have tattoos?
Yes, a couple.
Really?
These things are no more. You will still see people with earrings. The world has moved on from.
The world is
When we get there and
Yeah.
you are president, you can now tattoo yourself.
Don't
I bet you
worry.
can remove it.
It's perfect.
I'm not going to though.
Okay. I think it's
But I mean,
nice.
If I didn't show you my tattoos, you won't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And I've
saying.
had
That's why I
them
like
for
it now
16
because
years.
you can.
And even if
Cover
I
it
add
up.
anything to it, it will always be things that I can cover up when I want to. Even if I'm wearing short sleeves, you won't know. So I've never been a fan of like the full sleeves or whatever. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be there. I like it. I was never doing it for anybody.
Yeah,
just for yourself.
Like I said, everything that's there has a deeper meaning
meaning.
for me and people around me.
that's important.
Yeah.
That's the
and
most
then for her
important.
when the shirt is off.
Wahala.
Family. What was it like bonding each other's families with each other? Was that easy? Was that difficult?
I won't say it was easy or difficult. Like his family, they live in Abuja.
Okay.
My family were in Lagos.
Yeah.
So,
Both our fathers are very close.
oh,
And it's
yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, they talk on the phone.
They talk on the phone.
But
So
it's
you
not
guys
like
have
they
similar
see.
experiences to
Yeah,
us.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because
very
her
cool.
dad
They
was my
talk.
dad's best man.
Okay,
Yeah,
no, but our parents became close after the marriage.
After the
Yeah.
marriage, not
okay,
before.
okay.
Yeah, so
They
they
didn't
talk
know
on the
each
phone.
other.
But because my parents don't live here, so it's a lot more of the phone
Conversation.
conversations that happen. Of course, her mom is late, so but before she passed, she and my mom too were in great terms. So generally, the vibe is great. She and my dad talk very often.
Oh, nice.
I see her dad very often in Lagos since I'm here anyway. So the families didn't necessarily need like a
Bonding session.
situation where we have to do this thing. Also, I guess because they are both kind of similar in being very traditional people, both fathers, it was easy for them to understand each other. They wore their red caps, they sat down, and they found out they had a lot in common. So,
But
it was
being that
easier.
she's the only girl, though, how was it taking her from her brother?
Which was why I thought it was going to be hard.
Like, but my
with
dad is
the
very
parents.
chill.
Like I said, her dad is the coolest guy ever.
He doesn't-
Like, I'm
he
not
does
even joking.
He doesn't talk too much. He doesn't
It
talk.
was my big ask her how scared I was building up to it. First of all, I'm not a fan of parents because I never know what the right thing to do is around them. Do you understand? So I was very nervous about this whole I'm going to meet this man. It took me a while. I had to go and call my elder brother for backup and encouragement, And of course her dad is like this, everybody in the East has heard of him also. You're like, is this guy before he wipes me? God.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay. Literally 3 sentences. No problem. Onyeka Agwago, Mama say,
That's it.
But my dad, he doesn't talk. He's just
Yeah,
like,
his dad is very chill,
and
very calm.
fun fact, my mom and Ugo's mom, like they were very Very close.
like best friends.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
very, very close.
So that's how I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So it was like. Then my brother and I started looking at ourselves like,
Has it finished?
do you think he means it? Do we need to do anything? And literally that was it. So
Like,
meeting him
you
was,
want me to go?
it was literally, I was just scared for nothing.
Right.
And since then, it's just been amazing. He's a
Well,
very, very,
that's such a welcoming feeling. Right?
Yeah.
He was very helpful because I was very sure it was going to be a mess, but it was the complete opposite. So he made it very easy for me. And her brothers are really cool as well because it's also like she's the only girl. She has 4 brothers. 2 are older than her. I'm also like, you know, what does this mean? But they've also been,
Nobody cares. They're
yeah, they're just like,
do what you want to
carry her, be going. Yeah, so it wasn't a tough process at all.
Yeah. No, that makes
But then I
sense.
knew her elder brother, her eldest brother. We went to the uni together.
Okay.
Right.
So I kind of knew him already before that. So I guess it also sort of softened the
That side
entry.
of
I didn't have any issues at all. What you hear about the typical Igbo chief father.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, it wasn't that at all. Because my dad would be that way.
He would? Do you
My
have
dad would
sisters?
probably tell you to write this.
Do you have
thing.
sisters?
I have one sister.
It's an Okija thing.
Yeah, maybe
I think Okijapa
it's the third
they are
Okija
tough.
thing so far.
Yeah. They're quite strong.
The Okija.
We're just thorough people.
They are.
Quite.
Yeah.
We're very thorough with it.
Okija, the elephant is the symbol of
Yes.
Okija. Right?
Yeah.
So you can only imagine they must they must impose themselves on every single thing.
Take our time. Pause.
No, this has been amazing, wonderful.
That's been nice. When is Ugo?
Let me call him. They said they were
Are you guys
waiting.
excited for your
White.
white wedding?
I mean, we need to plan.
Said 7 minutes. White wedding.
White wedding.
Almost, so this would be the first time in any family, in both our families, where we're having a wedding abroad, right?
Yeah. So it's a very new experience. It's the planning is where we're at right now, and I feel like we just need to get things balanced so we can actually enjoy the process. Because when things are still up in the air, we're still trying to figure out a lot of things. It can be a bit stressful, you know. But
Because brides are typically happiest about their white wedding. Is that the case?
really,
for you?
to be fair, I feel like on my trad I was lit. You know, I was quite happy. For my whites, like I'm just kind of just okay. Let's see how it goes. You know, I don't have any expectations for how I want to feel.
Sorry, oh my dear.
What?
Did you see Cynthia's white dress before the? Did he see your white?
Please.
You didn't.
You don't hear him.
No, but
Every
I'm
day.
trying to understand.
No, I didn't.
Let's see
No,
your dress.
why are you going to see
Then,
it?
okay.
Why
Send
must
me
I
your
see it
dress.
on? You didn't see it, and you didn't ask to see it.
Did I?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I did ask. Oh.
Every time.
Everything she wore,
Let me see your
trad and
clothes.
white, I saw them as she walked out.
Yeah.
Actually.
Have you heard?
No, but let me ask you a question. Why?
Like
They
why?
said it's bad
The
luck.
question is, thank you. It's bad luck. You're supposed to see me on
Who
that
creates
day.
the luck? Is it not both of us?
You're not supposed to see my
I don't
clothes.
believe it's bad luck.
Do you
But they
understand?
said it is. So.
You're not supposed to see the clothes.
And
That's take it like
I'm
that.
very patient with stuff. I'm like, okay, whenever you're
Thank
ready.
you. Thank
I
you.
feel like
But why-
if
why
I
you want
was
to
one
say
who had a
No,
dress,
be me pay.
You asked me, please.
that's it.
I buy
You have
a
to see what
dress.
you're paying for.
Let me see this dress I buy.
Let me
Say
see.
no.
Let me see. Okay, I'll say, okay, I need to send it to maybe somebody so that they can make sure that our outfits match and stuff. You'll be like, okay, send it to me. I'll send it to them. No.
That's my own designers. Don't worry.
But you seen what he's wearing?
But that's
No.
different than the suits now.
Exactly.
She can see it.
If I see it, yes, but I'm not
Wow.
even.
These
It's
are
a white
issues.
dress too. What do you mean?
It's not just a
it's
white
different.
dress.
It's also not just a
It's
suit. You
not
don't know what
just-
color of the suit. You don't know what.
I know it'll be black. I know it'll be a black.
Who's
suit.
making? Is it Nigerian?
No, I'm working with Dior.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
fancy.
Everybody has to see me on that day in all my glory, all my beauty. Wow.
Yeah, for me, the traditional was not even the traditional ceremony. When I paid the bride price, that was the marriage for me. Oh.
You and this bride
So
price.
you have your anniversary in June, your first
Do
anniversary.
you understand?
1
Okay,
year.
no
already.
Coming
problem.
up, it's
So we
coming up.
have 3 anniversaries, Abby.
You don't understand.
Oh, no, what's there not to understand?
Traditionally, one.
One, so we celebrate that one.
To be fair, once you've done your Imego, you're married.
That is it.
Yes, but
So it's a
mine is a
valid way,
white
but we
wedding.
count from our traditional wedding.
Yeah.
That's how you guys have been counting.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is October this year. Imego too is June now.
Yeah,
June.
ending of June.
So that's
29th, was it?
A year.
Between the
Yeah.
immigrants. Wow.
We dragged it.
Ours was about that as well.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I did Imego before I proposed. So the Imego was
What did
probably
you do
like
first?
I don't remember.
February, March.
You did
And
it
our
March
white
or
wedding was February.
Proposal first.
Let me go. Really wine.
Are you sure?
No. Oh,
Yes, now. Propose.
remember.
Me that went to meet her. I don't know, I want to propose. He laughed.
You have to pay the bride for
Yes, I
proposal.
said,
Yeah.
sit down, my son.
I have to do
I
that
said,
before
I said, you
proposing. Yeah.
can't.
Abby?
Yeah.
I can't
Yes, now.
remember.
And that's the
Okay.
whole point. Like, oh man, we Igbos were trying to.
You can't even form surprise
The only surprise would be the day. it
or the type of
happens.
ring.
No,
Yeah.
the day,
Yeah,
the
but
type
it's not
of
that
ring.
you can't surprise her
Yeah.
and say I didn't know I was getting proposed to. She knows. She
So
just
I told
doesn't know the
Kene,
day.
I told Kene, I'm not gonna kneel down.
You didn't know that?
He nailed the
I made shift kneel down.
which made shift.
Did you go on his?
which
Fuck
made
off.
shift.
You
He
did?
knelt
But
down.
nobody was there, so there's no.
I have a video proof.
I would have said yes if he didn't
But
kneel
when
down.
she saw
Me too. That's what I said.
How can you not kneel down?
you will say yes.
Of course
Of course not. What's happening with your leg? You want to go into the
If one
marriage with
time I
straight
can
leg?
get you to kneel down, you won't kneel down.
Do you
for me. God forbid.
understand?
You was on that floor, my dear.
We're
After we
losing-
kneel
all I
down
can
when
say
you're
is
doing
we're
the palm
losing our
wine.
culture.
Exactly.
But did she need that for you when she was giving you palm
Exactly.
wine?
Thank
I
you.
would have.
Twice.
Yeah, her.
At the Imego and at the traditional.
This one was so angry when she was kneeling down. She's like, "This is the last time I say kneel down." Serve me, serve me,
Before
serve
many
me.
people,
Tell me.
before many people finish me, I did not kneel down for my husband.
No. After people kept saying, "Wow, we did the culture so well," I'm like, okay, like, thank you.
No, but it was a very, very nice day, especially like to have been perfect if you were there as well.
Yeah.
But
No,
especially
we have another turn up, so.
yeah, most definitely. If both of you were there, not even on Ebuka, but I meant like on a working tip based on you guys are both from Okija as well.
Oh, that's true.
But no, it was really nice to even see like Pete Edochie come and tell me that we're doing the right thing for making sure that everything we've said, we're not translating from Igbo to English. We're saying it in Igbo, and that's it. Anybody that doesn't understand, it's okay. You're here, and that's the most important thing. And I feel like the only way Nigeria and we Nigerians can connect with each other on a greater scale is if we all embrace our culture, accept our own culture and the differences it comes with, and just
Yeah.
accept each other for who we are.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's like, oh, Igbos, container people, Yoruba, whatever they call, whatever it is. But ultimately, we're one Nigeria, and
Yeah.
highlighting on culture is what makes us Nigerians, not necessarily just the name Nigeria.
Yeah, I think that people have to understand that being proud of who you are doesn't equate trying to exempt other people.
Exactly.
Because it's seen as once you are proudly something, it means you are excluding other people.
No.
I
And
don't
it's
think
not.
that's what it
We're
means.
proudly Nigerian.
Yeah, so
You know?
being proud of your race or your tribe or your state or whatever it is, I think is something that should be promoted.
Right.
Because that pride drives growth. Or you're now trying to project your pride in the best way possible. It's not to the detriment of Nigeria, it's positives all around. So yeah, I totally agree.
And I think that's what Gowon did when he introduced the whole NYSC scheme,
Yeah,
which
that
is
was
allowing different Nigerians go to different parts, not necessarily where they're from.
Kene was my muse, and I pretty much just went ahead with her instructions. Said she wanted to look like gold bars.
You guys can hear all Ugomoni pieces, just we only frame them.